First at 9 o'clock, the Washington County District Attorney says a juvenile suspected of murdering a 2-year-old child was released onto the streets because of a Supreme Court ruling on tribal jurisdiction. Thank you for joining us. I'm Lori Fulbright.
I'm Brian Dorman. The Cherokee Nation's Attorney General says even though the suspect was released, there is more to this story and he's now in their custody. News on 6's Regan Ledbetter with our top story tonight.
District Attorney Kevin Buchanan says they were planning to file a murder by child abuse charge against the 17-year-old suspect when they learned he was Cherokee. Buchanan says they thought they found a space for the suspect at the Craig County Juvenile Detention Facility, but learned all the contracted Cherokee beds were full. The Cherokee Nation asked for the suspect to be released into his mother's custody, but the mother had small children and didn't want him there. So he was released to a non-family member who's a convicted felon.
That was the only answer we had. After everybody involved, including the Cherokee Nation, that was the only answer for the Bartlesville Police Department early morning hours of Saturday, was turn a person loose who we can charge with murder.
Buchanan says never in his career has he had to release a murder suspect like that, and says he's thankful no one else was hurt or killed. Buchanan says he's not blaming the Cherokee Nation for what happened, but he is blaming the U.S. Supreme Court for causing this divide in eastern Oklahoma between how tribal and non-tribal citizens are treated when accused of a crime.
We have to follow the law. They have to follow their contracts. And when you put all those together, when you put all those limitations together, now you create these kind of situations where law enforcement's hands are tied.
Cherokee Nation Attorney General Sarah Hill says that's not entirely true. She says although the Cherokee beds were full, they were willing to pay for a bed for the suspect.
They won't allow it. So the nation has the resources, of course, to pay and was willing and happy to pay for bed space. But all of the beds, juvenile beds that are available, basically said there is no, we will not let you use them. There is no price which you can pay. There is nothing that you can do to access these beds.
Hill says she doesn't blame the Bartlesville officers, but says she feels like this has turned into more of a political issue between the tribes and local law enforcement, which doesn't help anyone.
I cannot understand why we have a checkbook ready to write a check and the state cannot find any way to let us access those beds. That's the part where I struggle.
In Bartlesville, Regan Ledbetter, Oklahoma's Own News on 6.